Hi guys, so welcome to the stream. It's going to be a bit of an unorthodox video because I've not done a live stream before. So I do apologise if there is any sort of weird sentences or mispronounced words or whatever. But I've been ill over the past week. I've had really bad joints, so I've not really been able to record any videos or edit because my PC was currently in repair. So I've basically had to just do whatever I could to get some footage out to you guys. So I have had a lot of questions about the van sent to me across personal messages and sent to me across sort of video, YouTube comments and things like that. Mainly asking about the solar panel and the colour of the van and things like that. So I thought rather than making a full video, because I haven't physically got time to, I would live stream and hopefully answer some of the questions that I need to. So yeah, hopefully we get a few people join and I'll answer your questions live when they're posed to me. But up until now, I'm going to address the questions that I've been asked until anyone asks another question, and we'll just go from there. So this is going to be a bit of a unconstructed, unedited video, but we'll see what occurs. So, with the actual van, not many video clips were taken of the inside itself. So I'm going to show you around the inside real quick as I'm already sat here. So just spin the camera around. The bottom of this is getting rather creased actually. I'll just try and level that out a bit. So lovely front. As you can see, it's in like a duck egg blue. Well, a bit lighter than that. It's like a light grey blue colour to match the insides. So the bottom of this I covered in pallet wood, which was just roughly cut and then nailed to the existing bed. Down below, I had these little spot LEDs switch. So yeah, as far as the sort of cooker and work surfaces, they were all a very boring wooden colour, but my dad nicely painted the cream on, and we just sanded the edge of the handles down and then left them as were. In here is the cooker, which I can just stand. Oh, blinking heck! I can just stand that up there. There's the cooker itself, and the controls, and some empty shot glasses. But yeah, there's the cooker and the sink. Just stand that up. But yeah, there's the sink itself. So that's all nicely done. This was in a terrible state when I first bought the van. All these sort of edges were rusty and messed up, so I took all the components off the thing and did everything to do with it. Polished it all up with some metal polish and a big buffing wheel and got it to where it is. The tap is just a micro switched electric tap. That's got running electric water. Not electric water, that would be painful, you know what I mean. It's got a motor in it. Just drop them down. Obviously the louvered windows. These seals, when I got the windows, well, when I got the fan, sorry, these seals had all perished, and I went to B&Q, and they do it's like a draft excluder, and it's quite a thick foam, but it does deform, but it does sort of slowly come back to the shape of the sort of original shape. But they squeeze together really well, and they do keep out any draft because they squeeze up nice and tight. This corner unit was reserved for a... Oh, heck. How many times am I going to do that in this video? Hello. This was reserved for a Halfords cool box, which is actually quite deep, to be honest. It does the job. It's not a fridge, so it's not like a gas fridge that will keep anything cold, but it will if you've already frozen meat. We went to Camper Jam and it was roasted, and we managed to keep meat cold for, I think it was the first 2 days it was cold for. So, and there was thawing out by the second day, but that was good enough for us to sort of keep the meat fresh for the whole weekend. Down here, just general storage in this one. general plates, and why on earth is there a hairdryer in here? Oh, I know why, I was doing some work on my car, and yeah, never mind, ignore that. And then in here, this one's a bit tight to open. There we go, there's gas and water and cooking oil has fallen over. But yeah, so down in this little cupboard here, this used to be a flat down, but it hits the bed now, so I've made it a magnetic catch, so you can remove that. We have our little leisure battery, a Yuasa leisure battery, and the split charger just there, if the camera will lighten up, and the fuse box to the left, the fuse board. So, while I'm onto the electrics, I got a question regarding the solar as to how I went about doing that. So obviously, first things first, we'll just make a spin around to the outside of the van. First thing you have to do realistically is find a way of getting solar into your van. So if I can jump on the side here, I bought a outer gland, drilled a small, probably 1.5 inch hole in the roof, and then sealed it all the way around with some bond. And it's plugged into itself at the moment because the panel's obviously not on the roof. That doesn't stay on there permanent, which is going to be put on there just for sort of shows and things. But yeah, that all gets plugged in, and you make sure that you've got no leaks at all. You want that to be sealed up tight so you don't get any rust or damp inside your van. Oh, falling over. So that gets run down, and what I did is, if you have your panels off on the inside of your van, this here has a sort of a beam that runs from front to back of the van. You can see the shape of the roof. Well, it has this sort of hard supportive beam that runs down here, and there are holes in there, like oblong slots that actually used to be lights or vents, I believe, in some of the Vanagons and T25s, whatever you call them, depending on which side of the pond you're on. I drilled a hole just above that beam so that the hole dropped inside that beam. You can actually see, if I put it to the side, this is hard here and then soft because that's where one of the holes is. So just inside there, level with that on the roof, I drilled into there to drop the solar cables in. So they drop down, they come into this panel which I made, this rear section was just made out of ply, and they just come out into the solar panel wires. So you've got two cables, you've got a positive and a negative. Obviously you find out on your panel which one your negative and positive is and put them in, and then you have another positive negative that go down to your battery. So it goes from the panel to the controller, then from the controller down to the battery. Obviously it's pretty self, but mine is all hidden behind there, so you don't see any loose wire and nothing, as neat as it can be. And it's just hooked up to this first switch here to turn on the power of this. Then if there was a panel on the roof, I'd switch this one on, and that would then allow this to charge. It says it's night time at the moment because there's no input from the panel, so it thinks that it's at night, obviously. But if you were to have the solar panel on the roof and you turned it off, it would still do this. And then that was just to kill the charger. Got the little "Gone to the Beach" sign. Just saw that on eBay and I thought that was rather nice. Mum made these lovely curtains. I'll just draw one open a little bit so you can see that. She did a brilliant job with them. Lined them as well. So they look lovely in the van. They look great. Got the little sort of utility light, which is a fluorescent tube. That's just always switched on and off with that. The other switch, that controls my lights, which I'm not turning on. There we go. Because I need to press these buttons. There we go. So yeah, you got your RGB LEDs that you can change to whatever colour you want. You can have a bit of a disco, like change them to basically any colour you fancy, really. But yeah, that I saw on Van Life TV, so I very quickly pinched his idea and made my own. Got the cutlery drawer and a few other things, and then just the odd bits drawer as well. Put that back on there. One thing I didn't mention in any of my videos was the little USB slot down here. So you've got the 12 volt USB charging points, about 2.1 amp, and that's a little voltmeter that just gives a readout of the battery. In the back, got the two optics on the wall. They're there nicely just to dispense a bit when you want to drink. Let's have a quick look up front. So it's basically all standard. Got these mats given to us by Mikey, you've seen in one of my videos before. Obviously got the Hawaiian flowers and my little hula girl. She's called Lola. She wiggles. But yeah, it's basically standard. Original front seats, the vinyls, they cleaned up lovely. And yeah, just the aluminium winders, got them from a second hand from a parts store. And it's got a stereo in and things. But yeah, pretty basic up the front. Got the new battery up the front. That's the UASA 110 battery, HSB 110, which is a 12 volt battery, 85 amp hour, 800 amp. So plenty to start this old van. And I highly doubt that's ever going to go flat, considering I've got leisure as well. A little bit of storage under there. Storage under the bed. There's plenty under there. I've got to carpet the inside of that to make it look pretty. And obviously, I haven't showed you the table really. Where's my table leg gone? There it is. Alright, so table leg goes in. And the table just goes on there. And that's the surfboard table. With the YouTube sticker obviously. But that's what the table looks like when you're in the van. Nice and smart. My friend Josh Richards, the wonderful guy that he is, bought me a present and he got me a new slider handle which I couldn't find. So that works lovely now. It's nice to not have to faff about grabbing the door from the inside. Obviously that's still rolling on the slider mech that I made in my previous video. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to see how this was made. And obviously a massive shout out to Ian who painted the van. He did an amazing job in a short time period as well. He would still say it's not perfect, and I'm sure he'd have a moan about it in certain places, but from what it was to what it is, it's night and day. Got my little eyelids on the van on the front here, and obviously the number plate surrounds. But yeah, got a few stickers from the show, some bugs, and my name is Navo. Got all the vents back in that I painted up. Painted them in textured truck bed liner, so they come up really nice. Got my Camper Jam sticker collection, and obviously that one. To be fair, that's a bit ironic because this van does not struggle up hills at all, so yeah. Home is where you park it. And obviously I've got the Aloha Dubs Collective, brilliant club to be in. If you guys like going to car meets or van, like anything like that, join Dubs Collective on Facebook because they do regular monthly meets. And they've actually got their first show coming up in, is it July? No, hang on, September. So have a look on the website, Party in the Park. It's going to be an awesome weekend. Cheryl and Darren, the organisers, are brilliant people and lovely to be around. So have a look at them if you fancy going to another show. That side's a bit hard to get to. Got the badges that I repainted. Just sort of sanded the originals down. Bit of white behind that one. Sanded the original down. Painted the backs with truck bed liner to give a textured look. And then painted the actual lettering with just a general silver paint, like a touch-up pen. And then matte lacquered them. And then obviously got the rear one on there. I mean, as far as the van itself, plans for the van. What have I got to do? I've still yet to get a panel, because I haven't actually got a solar panel for it. The sound system still needs work. I mean, it has got a sound system of sorts. It's got a stereo in there with 2 speakers in the front door, but it hasn't really got any what's names in there. Like, it hasn't got any amazing speakers in there. I do want to put like an amp under the bed, get some speakers under the bed, make it something that's going to be really enjoyable to listen to your music on. The front here, there is still a bit of rot on this window bar, so I've got to order a quarter light bar, and I'm going to get some new mirrors. I actually want, I know they'll be less effective, but the old Caddies and Mark 1 Golfs had like the bullet shaped mirrors, and I want to try and adapt them to fit the van. So I'm looking for a cheap one that I can sort of mess around with. If I screw it up, I'm not going to ruin an expensive component. Trying to think what else I got planned. New wiper arm. Well, I'm going to take the wiper arms off and paint them and make them all neat and shiny. I'm going to replace this aerial because that's got a piece missing off the front, so that's got to be made nice. Need to get some centre caps for the wheels. I want some original VW caps so that they make it look all pretty. And just go from there, really. Just see what happens. I mean, if any of you guys have any questions for me as to what I did on the van, like how I did things, or even sort of projects to come, like if you've got any ideas for me, or you want to see anything like videos and tutorials on certain things, if I can help, by all means let me know, because it's really nice to hear from you guys as to the comments that you tell me, because it shows me that there is an interest in my videos, and it's nice to know that I'm getting feedback from people. It's nice to know that I get the help from people as well. I'm just babbling at the moment. Kind of running out of things to say, to be honest. I've got a new project car, if anyone's interested in seeing that. I recently bought a Skoda Fabia VRS. I'll be doing a video introducing that, showing sort of how it was when I first purchased the car itself, because I've done a bit of work to it so far. My friend Kieran, who's seen in many of my videos, he's detailed it for me so it's looking shiny. I've cut the front bumper, so I've made the wide mouth mod, it's called, so you make the sort of bumper all big. Is there any way I can prop you up? Is there any way? There we go. Can I do that? Nope, I can't. Coffee jar, can I do that? No. There we go. Perfect standard coffee jar plus washing up liquid. So, the Fabia, I've got plans for that. It's going to be lowered. It's going to be nice wheels put on it and all cleaned up and made to look nice. That's going to be a certain colour theme that I've got in mind. I don't really want to tell you until I make the release video. So if any of you, I know most of you guys that watch me are for the camper van, but if you are interested in seeing videos about the Fabia, I will be making them. What else? We'll be going to more festivals, so I'll definitely be making videos about festivals that I go to, and general car shows, I suppose. I am very close to getting to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm over the moon for. When I started YouTube, I didn't think I'd ever get to this sort of level of viewers. I literally did it just as a sort of hobby to myself almost. So it's amazing to have even got this far. To me, it's a milestone to get to 1,000 subs, and like I said, I'm so grateful that people are liking my videos and subscribing to me. But yeah, when I get to 1,000 subs, I'm probably going to do a giveaway of some form. Not as a sort of, oh please sub to me as everyone else does. I'm doing it as a thank you to the subscribers that are out there. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about getting something made, specialist, like a keyring or I don't know. Like, so I'm going to get something made. I don't want to buy just a generic product and be like, here you go, take that. If any of you guys have got a T25 and you want, I've still got the glass, I believe. Have I got the glass? I might have. I'll have a look. Don't judge me on that just yet. But I obviously took out these 2 windows. I've still got that glass. So if you guys do want that, if I've still got it, drop me a message and by all means it's yours. If you pay for the postage, you can have it. Because I don't need them unless I've thrown them away already, but I don't think I have. I think I've still got them. But I'll have a look for that and I'll probably write it in the description below. What else am I trying to say? I don't know, I'm running out of things to say really. Oh yeah, what I'm going to get made. Yeah, so I am going to get something made. Like I said, a keyring. I don't want to make it cheap, it's going to be something nice. I'll probably make a couple of them and then give them away when we get to 1,000 to a few people. I'll probably leave a comment on one of the videos, and the first few people to comment on that video, if they're already subscribed, they will receive the keyring as a thank you to my subscribers. If you guys ever any meets, if you follow me on social media, if I'm ever going to one of the car meets or the the car shows, if you ever want to meet up, like say hello to me while I'm there, by all means come over and say hello. I'm more than happy to say hello to people. Some people don't like approaching YouTubers. I wouldn't say I'm a big YouTuber at all. I'm just a hobbyist as it comes to YouTube. But I had someone stop me the once and said that they didn't really want to say hello to me just in case I was being bothered by them. If you guys want to come and say hello to me, come and say hello. I find it amazing to see people that actually sort of enjoy my content, because it sort of gives you a boost as to, you know, who you're speaking to know that the people that you're casting YouTube to are actually enjoying the content, and when they come up to you and say, hi, this is my van, it's nice to see what they've got to, like, their projects. What else? I mean, the van itself. Someone says to me, have I struggled with the van? In the context of like when I was building it, did I ever get fed up with it? Yeah, massively. Countless times I didn't want to work on this van. I can't. My wife would tell you the amount of times that I've come into the house, throw my tools on the floor. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not touching it again. You can sell it for all I care. And she's been like, well, what's happened now? Well, it doesn't matter. Something didn't go right. You don't need to know. Just, I'm fed up with the van. Get rid of it. And then she'd come around and say, well, look, you've done this much. You need to, you know, your mum and dad want it done as well. I want it done. We can all you look at it when it's done, and you'll forget all about this. I haven't forgot all about it. I will always remember what a pain it was and how many times I got annoyed and wound up at the van. But it is worth it. It is. Would I do it again? Probably. I think I'd want more planning next time, as I wanted to get this done in a year, and it took just over 12 months. It took about, I think it was about 30 months? No, 12. No, I think it was just under 12. It was probably 11 and a half months I think it took. But I'd probably want a bit more preparation. I went around the van doing this job and a bit of that job and then some of this job. And it all kind of got a bit lost as to where I was going with the van. There wasn't sort of a timeline as much. It was sort of, rather than constantly moving forward, it felt like I was going right back to the beginning again. And that's a horrible feeling to have, because it makes you feel like you lack of progress. And yeah, JJ, that's very true. Everything comes with positive and negative. That's very true. And thank you, I appreciate that you like how the van looks. It's sometimes when you see the negatives, it's very hard, very hard to focus on the positives. A lot of the time you see a negative and it's just, that's the only thing in your mind that you can possibly see at that point. And that's what was happening to me. So rather than thinking, yeah, okay, I've done that panel, I've got rid of that much rust, it's brilliant, it's getting there. In my mind it was like, yeah, but there's still this to do, yeah, but there's still that to do, I could have done that better. gets you into a constant cycle in your head, well, me at least, that I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, even though everyone around me, every time they saw the van, like Kieran would come over, he'd look at the van, he's like, what, it's really moving along? And I'd be like, is it though? Like, really? To me, it still looks like a mess. But I think the main thing is trying to keep your head in a place that you know that you've got to remember what you're doing it for. And obviously taking it to Camper Jam and enjoying that weekend, that was what it was for. That was what all that hard work was for. Knowing that, like, you know, all that work that had gone into the van, it paying off. That I've basically took this van from scrap to a condition that people are looking at the van and be like, you know, sticking thumbs up rather than looking at me like, why is that thing on the road? That's the feeling that I wanted that whole time. What else? People ask me. It's hard to think on the spot, and I should really write them down. So what I mean by preparation? Preparation is a good thing. Think twice, do once, as people say, or whatever the saying goes. I've had questions about my vlogs, like how I find it talking to camera. Have I got over the awkward stage? Truthfully, probably not. As you can tell, I still struggle with what I'm saying. I still struggle with words. I get nervous in sentences. But I find it easier to produce. Not easy at all. It's hard. And I have a massive respect for YouTubers that do it daily. I don't know how you can possibly go out, film a video that's a certain amount of time long, and then come home, edit that video, and then get it out for a certain time for your fans. Like, that's commitment. It is a real commitment. But I don't think I've got past the completely awkward stage. I think I passed it to a level, but not that. I won't go into detail, but obviously suffering from depression, it's a constant battle. It's ups and downs, as with everything in life. But that's why content suffers sometimes, and it's not as regular, because when you feel like rubbish, you don't want to do anything. So I'm not going to go into detail as far as like me in emotions and whatever, but when I'm that low, I find it incredibly hard to be positive on camera. So you tend to put on a smile for people and, you know, carry on, but it's always going to be there. Not very close, but I lost my granddad. That was a massive hit on me, and that took quite some time to sort of come to reality. So that hit me hard. I've found, in my mind, is a coping method, and I've stuck with that. Mine was basically keeping myself busy, because if I have time to think, that's when I start to get down. I was speaking to a chap the other day who come into work, and he suffers from anxiety and depression really bad, and we had a great conversation about, like, sort of how you explain to people. And I said, well, I can never fully say what I'm feeling and thinking, and one of the worst things to say to someone with depression is, I know how you feel. No, you don't. You really don't. Because they come up to you and say that, and all you can think of is, you know how you feel when you're low. You'll never know how I feel. And I understand they're trying to make you feel better, but it doesn't really come across like that when you're in a bad place yourself. Anyway, enough about that. Plans for the future with the van. Someone's asked me about that. I've already mentioned it briefly. I think mainly I want to eventually sort of take bits off the engine and paint all the engine, because the engine works lovely now. It runs nice and sweet, but it doesn't look pretty, and I do want to eventually make that look nice, so that doesn't get picked on by people. But I think the van will always get picked on by people, because there's always people to pick on everything. And yeah, like I touched on before, like the sound system, I want to underseal the whole van. I want to put underseal on to stop any corrosion coming through, because I don't want it to go backwards. Like now I've got this at this point, I don't want to revert to where I was. Obviously, oh, that's another thing, right? Yeah, before I forget, that's just suddenly come into my mind. Brain power. So, I am a massive thing for seeing other people's vans. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Um, Obviously, people like looking around my van. I love looking around other people's cars and vans, especially when they put a lot of effort into their vans. Because even if they've done everything themselves and it's not quite perfect, knowing that someone's love and effort has gone into that project to make it what it is, that to me is amazing. So I'm going to start doing videos. I've contacted a few people. I've got a few people lined up already. I'm going to do sort of My Ride and Me. That's going to be the series. And it's going to be sort of looking around the people's vans or cars, anything that they have. It might not all be dubs. So if you are purely dub and you're biased to anything else, then just watch the VW ones and pretend the others didn't happen. But there's some great vans out there at the moment. There's a guy with a T4, which is a crew cab, and that is awesome. When I saw that, I fell in love with it. I thought it was brilliant. So he's going to be linking up soon and making a video about his van. There's a guy with an old ratted Beetle. His Beetle's awesome. He basically said to me, if you want to have a play and sort of record, by all means, sort of do what you want to do. There's a chap who comes to the meets. He's got a Mark 1 caddy. Not caddy, flipping X, sorry mate. He's got a Clipper, a Cabriolet Golf, and it is his daily. It's his only car that he drives, and it is stunning. It is really amazing. So I'm going to be hopefully sorting something out with him. Who else have I got lined up? Reese Watson. He owns Letty, my other car that I sold when I got married. He's turned that thing into something that was way beyond what I ever had, and I'm proud of him for owning it and turning it into something. It's nice to know that something that I put a lot of effort in went to someone who is now looking after the car in such a way that it's stunning. So I'll be hopefully sorting something out with him to get that video filmed so that you can take a look around that car and see what that is. There's a few other people. I'll hopefully, when people respond to them videos, if people want to see, oh, I've got a text message, sorry about that. If people sort of want to get their cars on there or they want to get their vans on there, if you contact me, drop me a message, I'm sure we can sort something out. Let's do a video, because like I said, it's going to be an ongoing series. One of the videos I will be filming is Kieran has got a Honda Integra DC5, and that thing is stunning. It's a gorgeous car, and it sounds and drives amazing. So we're going to be doing a video with that soon. And yeah, basically just going to be doing sort of My Ride and Me. That's going to be not the channel. That's going to be that series. That will probably be set into a playlist. And we're going to get some car reviews going. So that's exciting, because I'm taking the channel in a different direction that I didn't really anticipate at first. But we're going to trial it. Still going to have the regular videos. And we will trial the other the new type of video and see what sort of comes of that. See if anyone's interested or not. If it dies off and doesn't get much interest, then we'll probably bury it quickly before anyone notices. But no, we'll see we'll see how it goes. If you guys ever want to message me at all, please do. I love hearing comments off people. It's great. I haven't addressed one comment actually. Someone asked me about the RAL colour of the van. They said the RAL of the orange. I don't know it off by heart, but I will contact the guy that sprayed it for me and see if he can find the paint code, and I will list it for you in the description, because I will get that answer for you. But yeah, I think I've covered about as much as I can cover, because I'm running out of things to say now, and I don't know what else to say without just sounding awkward, because there's people watching me and nobody apart from John is talking, and I don't know what to say. So I'm just going to sit here and look at you awkwardly, briefly, because I don't know what else to do. Yeah, that's about the end of the live stream, I think, because I can't think of anything else to say. I'm running out of things to speak about. So yeah, hopefully Next video you see from me will be a properly edited one. I might do another live stream if things progress and people enjoy live streams. I might start doing them more regularly, like every monthly live stream or something. We don't know. So, but yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and putting up with my boring rambling. I hope to hear more from you guys and your projects and other things like that. I love hearing off you guys. As I mention all the time, it's nice to keep the channel going because I like to form a community with people. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Now, how on earth do I end this thing?